Hey, this is Peter coming at you, healthy, wealthy, and wise. And boy, am I excited! This is day 3 of the video, and I'm just excited about the challenge. I encourage you guys that if you're uh, if you're doing this, that just keep doing it. It's real easy when we start a habit to slough off at the first and just get out of the routine because we're not into the habit yet. But on the call this morning, Coach Jay was talking about how we get sidetracked if we don't have goals set. And that's the other thing. Have a concrete vision. Have a goal set to where you know where you're going, and then you're not distracted by the bright lights or pretty things that oh, this looks good over here, this looks good over there, and you get distracted what you set out to do. But I'm excited. I just and I related it to I used to do a flower garden. I haven't done it for a few years. I'll probably do one next year. I kind of let my lawn go. I got distracted, and I'll be honest with you. I really went into depression. I filed for bankruptcy 5 years ago, and I just, trying to recollect myself and reground myself, and a couple of years ago, I was probably, if I'd talked to a doctor, I'd probably been clinically depressed. But anyway, through the actions, mainly the call in the morning, I encourage you to get on the call. If you don't know about the call, drop a comment. We'll drop a link to the call. But anyway, through the community and everything, it's really raised me up. I'm obviously excited. I got direction, and I'm just excited about the direction we're going. But anyway, I'd raise these flowers, and I'd make a little oval around our. We got a bird bath in the front yard, and it was probably 10 foot long, 6 foot wide. Like I say, is more of a teardrop shape oval anyway, the little flower bed thing. And I'd buy these flowers and I'd put them in there. And when you first put them in there, you had to water them, you had to watch them and all that. And these things would sprout up around them. And sometimes they were a flower from the previous year that come up volunteer, and you'd want to keep it, and it add to the flower bed, and it would complement the flower bed. But more often than not, it was a weed. And it was so hard when they first came up to distinguish because it was a pretty little green thing. And I think that's the way our habits are. That's the way if we don't have a focus, if we don't know where we're going, then one of these green things pop up, and we get distracted in it, and we get involved in it, and all of a sudden it comes up, and hey, that thing's not going to bloom. That's going to be pretty. It's an old weed. And anyway, you had to pull out the weeds and all that. But it was so cool as time progressed, the flowers would get big, and they would get thick, and they would come together, and they would choke out the weeds, and there wasn't any, there wasn't any sun getting to the soil to sprout the weeds, and you had to weed it, pull them out every once in a while. But basically it got to be where all you had to do was just water it, and that's where our habits are. That's the way our success is. Starting out, you got to nurture it, you got to stay with it, and you got to pick the weeds out, and you got to do away with those bad habits. But as you get those habits more firm, and we continue to grow, and we get into the habit of doing things, and we can relax a little bit, and then we can be more successful. I believe that's where our freedom comes. That's what they talk about success. But I just encourage you to jump in, do what you fear, and just keep on keeping on. But that's my thoughts. That's me. I love you guys. Hope you got some value from this. And boy, am I excited. Peter, over and out.